Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa Kabuhayan at Negosyo, ang programang nagbibigay ng inspirasyon at kaalaman sa mundo ng pagninegosyo at tagumpay. Ngayong araw po, makikilala natin ang isang negosyanteng nagpatunay na ang tagumpay ay hindi lamang nasusukat sa laki ng kita, kundi sa kakayahang tulungan ang ibang mga negosyante na lumagurin at makasabay sa makabagong panahon mula sa pagpapalago ng sariling niyang negosyo hanggang sa pagtulong sa daan-daang mga entrepreneur na mapalakas ang kanilang brand at mapalawak ang kanilang merkado. Patuloy siyang nagiging gabay sa paglago ng mga negosyo ng mga kababayan natin. Isa siyang business growth strategist, digital marketing expert at founder ng The Theo Media. Isang Philippine-based business growth at marketing consultancy at nagtuturo kung paano magamit ang makabagong marketing, artificial intelligence at mga epektibong sistema upang mas mapalago ang negosyo. Isang negosyanteng naniniwala ang tagumpay ay nagsimula sa tiwala, tamang diskarte at patuloy na pag-aaral. Walang iba kundi si Mr. Chris Chiu, founder at Chief Growth Strategist ng The Theo Media. Sir Chris, welcome sa Kabuhayan at Negosyo.
Thank you very much, Yusek. No? Good morning, and it's an honor and pleasure to be here with you. And I'm very excited to share lessons today para sa ating mga viewers of our channel, Kabuhayan at Negosyo. Thank you very much.
Tama-tama yan dahil milyon-milyon ang ating mga viewers, mga suki, mga kanegosyo, kasosyo. Matagal natin nitong advocacy, Chris, no, na feature natin yung mga success story ng mga negosyante, micro, small, medium, kahit malalaking negosyante na rin. At ikaw, tama-tama, dahil magiging modelo ka ng mga kabataan, mga youth entrepreneur. At pero bago yan, syempre, naging kaibigan din tayo dahil kila Brian, kila Bryle, at naging guest ko na rin sila pareho dito, no? Na-feature na rin natin sila rito. Pero bago yan, Chris, gusto kong makilala ka ng mga
For sure.
kanegosyo natin. Ano?
Yes, yes.
Kung sino ba talaga si Chris, baka pwede mong ikwento yung saan ka ba galing, ano yung education mo, educational attainment mo, Chris.
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much, Yusek, for that. No? So, for the question, who is Chris Chiu ba talaga? No? So, Chris Chiu today is an entrepreneur, at the same time, marketing consultant and business growth strategist. But actually, it didn't start there. Kasi dati, syempre, marami po akong trinay. Currently, I'm sitting at 26 years old. And I started business way back in senior high school po. So, way back, at year 2017, 2018, I was part of the first batch ng senior high.
Wow.
And during that time, I felt like gusto ko maging productive, no, in our school. So, doon ko pinasok yung pagbibenta. No? So, nung mga unang bagay na binenta ko ay yung mga socks, mga shoes, mga phone accessory, kahit ano-ano lang mahanap ko sa online, binibenta ko siya doon sa school namin. So at that time, hindi pa patok yung social media marketing. Kasi syempre, wala pang pandemic eh. Kasi alam naman natin, Yusek, na yung social media marketing, lumabas siya doon sa year of pandemic, di ba? Doon siya lumakas. So at that time, gumawa ko ng isang store inside their school. And then, from there, doon ko natutunan na ang saya pala magbenta. Yung tipong nagugustuhan ng mga tao, yung mga binibenta mo. But, to cut the long story short, hindi siya nagtagal kasi hindi nag-sustain. Wala pa akong business knowledge at that time. Benta-benta lang talaga. And at the time of the pandemic, syempre wala akong ginawa. At that time, I was 20 years old. Palagi lang ako nag-online games at the time. And I felt very unproductive yung ginagawa ko kasi magdamag. Nag-gaming lang ako. To the point na I felt like mag-learn kaya ako ulit, magnegosyo. So, at this time, ito yung makonsider ko na talagang sineryoso ko na. Ito yung makonsider ko na talagang I really put my heart into it. So, sabi ko sa wife ko, mag-girlfriend, boyfriend pa lang kami that time, what if mag-try ako ulit? No? Kasi, before, marami akong try. Nag-try din ako mag-network marketing, no? Sa lahat ng mga traditional marketing, mga businesses. Maraming rejections po yung nadaanan ko, no? So, benta ko ng coffee, ng mga barley, kahit ano-ano talaga mapasukan ko na basta maibenta.
Very enterprising kayo.
Yes.
So, Bago yan, Chris, no? Ikaw ay taga Mindanao rin.
Yes,
Oo,
correct.
doon ka rin nag-aral.
Correct,
So,
correct.
isama mo na sa kwento mo yun, Chris, para
Yes, yes.
makilala talaga ng mga kasosyo natin, mga kanegosyo natin, si
Right.
Chris at Chu.
Correct. So, I came from Ozami City talaga. That's my hometown. That is where I grew, no? And then
Silingan ta, I'm from Lanao.
wow, very good, no?
Yeah.
Very good. So, I'm from Osamis, you're from Lanao. And then during college, I went to Cebu kasi pangarap ko po dati maging doktor, no?
Okay.
And then sinusuportahan po ako ng parents dati. Na, syempre, kahit hindi po easy, gawin natin lahat, no? Makapag-scholar. So, kaya pumasok ako sa isang school sa Cebu, makapasok na bilang isang scholar. And at the same time, I was really studying hard, no, para to maintain my grades, and at the same time para maging doktor. Pero during college doon sa Cebu, doon na yung na-discover ko ulit yung pagnenegosyo. That was the year 2020.
So, sino ba yung naka-influence sa'yo na maging negosyante rin? Sa family nyo ba? Nasa corporate ba yung the father mo? Or ikaw lang yung unang naging negosyante sa pamilya?
I love that question kasi it's very practical, no? A lot of people, meron silang mga certain na ginagawa sa buhay, it's because na-inspire sila. Meron silang mga gustong itry because meron silang nakita na modelo, di ba? Pero yung sa akin naman, my father was an employee all his life, no? He actually retired as a bank manager sa BDO. So, hindi man siya nagbi-business kasi my mom is also a housewife. Pero doon ko nakita na yung papa ko bilang isang great provider ng family. Although we're not really rich, we're not really that comfortable when it comes to having all the wants in life. But then, he was able to provide well for the family. And because of that, na-inspire ako na pagdating ng panahon na ako naman mag-build ng family, gusto ko, mas pagandahin ko pa lalo yung pag-provide ko sa family. So, yun, yung papa ko yung greatest inspiration kahit hindi siya entrepreneur.
Ano yung mga karanasan or mga pagsubok na nung kabataan mo ay hindi mo talaga makalimutan na ikaw ay sa tingin mo yun ang humubog sa iyo sa pagkatao mo, Chris?
Yes. So, siguro Yusek, yung experience ko when it comes to doing traditional sales. Kasi marami po akong pinasukan dati. Nagbenta ako ng insurance, nagbenta ako network marketing. At a very young age, I was 19 years old, 20 years old, because I wanted to sell something. And because of that, I was just selling to everybody. I went to coffee shops, I went to all my friends, my relatives, family. To the point,
Kamag-anak, kapitbahay,
yes, lahat
kaibigan.
na lang. Binibentahan ko sila. No? And then, doon nila discover, uy, paano ba to si Chris na ngayong month na to, binibenta niya kape. Tapos next month, insurance naman. Tapos next month, barley naman yung binibenta niya. So parang naging annoying ako pati sa mga friends ko na wag mo na kami bentahan. And dumating po sa point na some of my friends, iniiwasan nila ako kapag nakikita nila ako sa school. Kasi baka bibentahan na naman tayo nito. Diba? So, I think that was part of the big challenge that honed me today. Kasi if not because of that, siguro hindi ako marunong magbenta. Yung mga time na nasaktan ako because I've lost a lot of friends. Alam naman natin kapag tayo ay magseryoso na sa buhay, di ba? We will lose a lot of friends because they don't understand what we are going through. So, because of that po, naging experience ko, doon ako nag-grow. No?
Ano ba ang sa mga experience mo sa insurance, networking at marami pa, ano ba yung talagang naranasan mo na buhay na ikaw ay unang kumita ng pera, nagkapera ka talaga na sarili mo na hindi bigay ng magulang mo?
A very good question. So, I still remember vividly until today. Yung sa network marketing po ako first kumita. Na talagang literal as a student, no? Sobrang excited ako. I was able to earn my first 212,000 pesos during network marketing days. And I was a college student at that time. And I was very excited. I told my papa na, pa, kumita ako kasi I was able to get sales, something like this. No? Pinakita ko sa kanya yung dashboard ko. Pinakita ko sa kanya yung mga customers na nami-meet ko, yung mga photo, yung mga videos. And because of that, dun ko na-realize na yung pagbibenta pala, No, kailangan talaga kapala ng mukha.
Malakas ang loob mo dapat.
Yeah, oo, malakas ang loob. Kasi syempre, a lot of people will say no to you eh. Di ba? A lot of people will say na hindi ko kailangan yung binibenta mo. Eh, kung tayo sa pagnenegosyo, meron tayong emosyon, eh di talaga magi-give up tayo.
Correct.
Kaya meron akong na-learn na in the business pala, no, Yusek, is kailangan, there's no mix of emotion. Oo.
Kanina kinukwento mo about ito sa business mo talagang nagumpisa ito during the pandemic. Nung panahon ba ng pandemic, marami ka bang may mga sinubukan ka rin ba na serious na naging negosyo mo, livelihood mo at paano ka nagsimula rito kasi nabanggit mo yata parang may nag-try ka rin sa food business
Yes.
Chris, no? So ikwento mo naman sa amin 'yon.
Yeah, sure. So after sa network marketing, insurance, yun, ang nakwento ko kanina, na during the time of the pandemic, I was just relaxing, di ba? Palagi lang ako ng online games bilang isang college student. Now, it came to a point na sabi ko, I want to be productive again. So, ang ginawa ko, sabi ko sa wife ko, nung girlfriend-boyfriend pa lang kami, mag-try kaya ako ulit. Kasi out of all the failures, wala talaga naging successful. Yes, kumita man ako ng few 100,000, but it was not a real money for me. Kumbaga, it's not a life-changing thing. So, nung the height of the pandemic, while a lot of businesses are closing down, I had a very crazy idea. And I call it a crazy idea po, Yusek. Kasi, syempre, while others are closing down, bakit ako mag-start ng business at the height of the pandemic? So, sabi ng nung wife ko, anong gagawin natin? Paano natin siya i-market? So, ang ginawa ko, to cut the long story short, is naghanap ko ng product online. And ang nahanap ko ng product online is itong crab paste products. Aligi ng alimango na nasa jar. So, sabi ko, we cannot do this alone. So, we have to find a way to leverage. Kasi at that time, nagbabasa na po ako ng libro. So, doon natutunan ko sa Rich Dad Poor Dad, kailangan natin marunong tayo mag-leverage bilang isang negosyante, di ba? So, using other people's time, assets, ng capacity, to also make a living out of it. Now, when I found a supplier, kinuha namin yung mga products nila and we just branded it online. So, it was a
Ano 'yan?
challenge.
Sarili mong brand?
No, meron kaming supplier. So,
Okay.
siya yung gumagawa. Parang isang tao lang siya actually. Gumagawa siya ng mga, nagluluto siya. Tapos nag-asa ko ng permission na okay lang ba, bibilhin ko yung product mo na raw. Tapos ililabel namin siya, ibabrand namin siya sa online.
Okay.
So right now, for all our viewers, you can actually search this online. It's available on Facebook, Instagram. It's Tully Tasty PH. So it's named after my surname, Tully Tasty. Diba? Kasi witty siya. No? So, nung brand namin siya online, nag-start kami mag-campaign sa social media. At that time, hindi makalabas yung tao. Mga riders lang yung meron. Kasi 2020 to eh. Lockdown, yes. And so, nagulat ako kasi may mga umorder po sa online, sa Facebook Messenger. May mga nag-i-inquire na paano po ba bumili, gusto namin matry yung product. So at the time, I was sent, ako mismo yung nagsisend, wala pa akong team, wala akong office. Ako mismo yung nagsisend ng product.
Kayo lang.
Nagpapak, yes. Kasama ko yung wife ko. Girlfriend ko pa lang siya nun. So, kami yung kami nagsisend sa Lala Move, sa Angkas. And then, unti-unti namin natutunan paano siya gumawa ng mga videos, mga graphics doon sa online to market and na-discover namin yung ads. And to cut the long story short, inopen namin yung business kasi maraming nag-interested. Sabi ko, why not open this to distributorship and also retailers? And we grew our business, the Tully TCPH food business 2020. We grew it to 53 distributors nationwide.
Galing.
And I was third year college at that time. So from having no money, bigla akong parang nagulat na I was able to make my first sales revenue online while other businesses are closing down. And because of that, maraming nakakita sa mga friends, family. Ito yung nakakalupit, Yusek. Kasi alam mo yung tipong may mga friends, family ka na dati hindi ka sinusuportahan when you were starting out. But nung nakita nila na unti-unti kang
Lumalaki.
nagkaroon ka ng mga customers, nagkaroon ka ng konting successes, hindi pa talaga success kasi even until today, I don't consider myself successful, Still doing a lot of things. But the thing is, nung nakita nila, nag-improve yung life mo, di ba? Nagkapera ka. They start to say, "Uy, congratulations." They start to clap hands for you. But before, they did not support you. So I know, maraming viewers siguro nakaka-relate ng ganito, sa mga panahon ng struggle nila, challenges. And siguro what I can say is just continue what you're doing. Kasi if you have a vision, di ba? Ikaw lang talaga, ikaw lang talaga nakakaalam kung paano mo siya ma-put into life.
Sa naging business journey mo, Chris, no? Ano ba ang masasabi mo na pinakamahirap na pinagdaanan niyo nung nagsimula pa lang kayo at hanggang ngayon, mayroon ka bang mako-consider na pinakamahirap na pinagdaanan mo dito sa naging business journey mo?
Got it. So siguro yung sa start muna ako dun sa sa food business nung height of pandemic kasi ngayon na kami, marketing agency na kami. Pero yung sa traditional business namin sa 2020, yung food business, no. Pinakamahirap ko at the time was I was thinking na I could scale easily. So that means I thought that scaling would be so easy kapag meron ka ng customers, may capital ka na, may funding ka na. But then, doon kami nagka-problema naman sa logistics, sa operations. Because we were not able to partner with a good logistics company to the point na nabasag yung aming mga products. So, nalugi ako ulit. So, to the point na literal, imagine po, Yusek, 53 distributors, recurring yan every month. Minsan, by 2 weeks, mag-order sila ulit. No? So, ang daming products, hundreds of products per boxes. No? So, at the time, nagka-problema dun sa logistics and hindi na-cover na insurance. So, siguro, one of my big lessons yun, it is because, at first, syempre, worried ako. No? Very worried ako kasi paano ko ibalik dito sa mga distributors, sa mga retailers. Pangalawa naman is, alam mo yung tipong very excited ka na i-scale yung business, pero hindi mo pa handle kung paano siya gawin. So that's why, siguro dapat kailangan talaga no, na before tayo I know that we have to dream big, but we also have to prepare for it. Kasi bigger dreams also require bigger responsibilities. So that's why, in practicality as well, kailangan natin na maging prepared din sa mga nangyayari.
Ano ba yung naging sikreto mo, Chris, na umabot sa 1 million or million ng mga naging benta mo na, na masasabi mo na ikaw ay naging expert mo na yung sa sell?
Siguro Yusek, yung meron akong attitude na never ever give up. And natutunan ko to, it is because I realized that all of us is we're trying to dream something. And anyone can dream, di ba? It's free to libre nga mangarap, di ba sabi nila. Pero kapag tayo ay nangarap lamang at hindi natin i-put into our heart, into our mind na willing din tayo to face the challenges na katapat doon sa ating pangarap, then definitely doon tayo magi-give up. And sa negosyo, actually, the more that we make mistakes, the better. Kasi natutunan ko po, Yusek, na kapag mas more yung mistakes natin, mas marami tayong natutunan. Kaya bilang isang negosyante, kailangan natin, we are willing to embrace talaga mistakes. We're not afraid of failure. Because the only time we actually fail is when we give up. The only time that we fail is we stop doing things. So, kaya kailangan matatag tayo. Meron tayong grit talaga na kahit gaano man kahirap yung mga dinaanan natin, no, we never stop trying. Because sabi nga nila, in every solution that we have, there's a new problem. Right? And in every new problem, there's also a new solution. So in the business, hindi lang naman siya pera-pera di ba? So akala ng karamihan kapag may negosyo tayo, mayaman na, di ba? Pero actually, business is not all about making transactions or making sales. Business is all about serving the people, no? And it's all about gaining the trust of the market.
Kailan mo na-realize na kailangan talaga sa mga negosyo ang napakaayos na marketing system na
Yan.
yung mga ibang negosyante ay hindi nila yan binibigyan ng pansin na Chris?
Magandang tanong yan, Yusek, no? Kasi nung yung sa traditional business ko, sa food business, di ba ginagawa ko siya sa sarili ko? So wala pa akong team, wala akong opisina that time. Nung ginagawa ko siya sa sarili ko, nagkaroon kami ng maraming distributors online. Unti-unti, yung mga friends ko, makakilala ko ng mga business owners, nagtatanong sila sa akin, Chris, paano ginagawa yan? Paano ba yan na-apply sa business? Pwede mo ba yan gawin sa business ko na i-market din natin online? Kasi nakita nila, while other businesses are closing down, we are marketing and selling online. We are profiting. So, in that way, ang ginagawa namin, sabi ko, sige, turo ko sa inyo. So, I started sitting down with my friends na mga negosyante rin. Ginawa ko, tinuro ko sila paano sila gumawa ng mga Facebook page. Very basic po. Facebook page, Instagram, tapos nag-run kami ng ads. Nung start nila nakita na may marami silang inquiries, may mga sales sila from social media itself, dun ko na na-realize na why not I will start to offer this sa mga business owners. So that's why year 2023, I transitioned our business. So hindi na kami active sa food business. From 2020 to 2023, yun doon namin nabuo yung aming food business. But 2023, we already transitioned to helping other businesses market and sell online.
Sa tingin mo, bakit malaking pagkakamali rin sa ibang mga negosyante na hindi nila talaga tinututukan yung marketing system nila?
Definitely yes. It is because meron ako nabasang libro, no? So I don't know if nabasa to ng mga viewers natin, pero it's called Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Subi. So he's the top one sitting right now as of this video, as of this live session that we have.
Ipagpapatuloy natin yung talagang ginagawa mo ngayon, yung pagiging business strategy sa pagbabalik po ng kabuhayan at negosyo. Huwag po kayo alis, magbabalik po kami. Nandito pa rin po kami ni Chris sa Kabuhayan at Negosyo. Chris, sa dami ngayon ng mga magagandang produkto, pero ang dami-dami pwedeng ibenta, pero napakahirap din magbenta.
Yeah.
Bakit nangyayari ito at bakit ito yung naging gusto mong pasukin na negosyo na maging marketing strategist, business strategist?
Yes, very good question, no? Out of all the products or services, bakit kailangan natin i-market and sell talaga sila? So a lot of businesses fail to actually market and sell their products is because unang-una, hindi nila alam siguro yung strategy. So sometimes kasi we start a business is because we're too excited. Meron tayong idea, meron tayong concept, gusto natin siyang simulan, and that's a good thing. That is actually a good energy, no, as a business owner. Kailangan meron talaga tayong energy on that type of idea. However, if we only start a business based on our excitement, wala siyang tamang foundation. That is why kailangan natin ng strategy. When I say strategy po, una-una, no, we need to understand ano ba itong product or service na to? Who are the customers that we serve? So, for example, sino yung makapag-benefit ng product or service na to? Kasi, every product or service has a one type of market. No? For example, if you're selling a glutathione product, you cannot sell it to everyone. A lot of people think that they could sell it to everyone. But if you're selling to a glutathione product, known siya sa industry sa aesthetics na pampaputi, di ba? Even though meron siyang mga health benefits. So, if you're selling to mga people na maputi na sila, definitely they're not the right market, di ba? So, that's one thing. You have to know the strategy. Know who your customers are, what it solves, and what it benefits. Second thing is what we call the service. No? When I say service, although na may mga advancement ngayon sa technology, may advancement ngayon sa AI, but business is all about trust. So, ito po yung mga things na hindi mapapalitan ng AI. No? So,
Paano nyo tinutulungan ang mga traditional businesses na makasabay sa digital age ngayon?
yes, very good question. No? So, a lot of businesses right now operating traditionally for quite some time already. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, even 30 years or more. So, in fact, that is a good thing kasi as a traditional business, marami nang nakakilala ng negosyo nila, di ba? So, kilala na sila sa mga customers nila, binabalik-balikan na sila. However, today, nag-change na yung way of customer acquisition. Kasi, when you say traditional marketing, before it used to be billboards, flyers, TV, radio, etc., etc. All those things. Pwede ring word of mouth and referrals. However, if we're gonna stick to those ways of marketing and selling kasi, then limited na yung maging market. Kasi right now, most people are already on social media. Most people are already online. That's why, meron nga kasabihan, where the audience is, there the market is. Where the attention is, there the market is. And where the market is, there the money is. So meaning, kung saan yung attention ng tao, nandun yung market natin. Kung saan yung market, nandun yung pera. So ngayon, saan na ba yung mga tao? Diba? Nasa social media na. So for example, if we're stuck in traffic, where do we look at? Do we still look at the billboards or are we scrolling at the phone, messaging our friends or watching Facebook Reels, di ba? That's a way for us to advertise. Pwede tayong mag-advertise in a way na while they're watching Facebook Reels, videos on feed, biglang lalabas yung product services, yung mga offers natin. So that's why it's very important na any traditional business must transition to social media today.
Bilang eksperto no sa mga business growth, ano ba ang unang dapat ayusin ng mga negosyante bago sila gumastos sa mga traditional na mga advertising platform?
I love that question. So, una-una, as a business owner, no, we really have to understand what is currently working. Kasi even though there's social media branding, there's social media marketing, and all these things that we have today with AI as well, no, sa internet, hindi naman ibig sabihin that we have to stop the traditional marketing. So that means we really ask the business owners that we work with in our marketing agency today. We ask them firstly, no, kung ano ba yung mga ginagawa nila right now na nag-work at ano yung mga ginagawa nila na hindi pa nag-work. So for example, if sabihin nila, we've been attending events, we've been setting up booths for word of mouth and referral, and that's been working with us. We've been doing flyering, but then hindi na siya working. It's like we're throwing money na lang. So, we just advise them na do whatever is working. Kasi in the business, you just have to double down what's already working eh. Now, once they transition online, we now get to see, no, kung paano nila i-allocate yung budget nila from what's already working. Kasi, for example, if gumagawa sila ng events, nag-set up silang booth, sa online kasi pwede namin i-showcase yun eh, na marami silang customers doon. So, nung makita ng mga tao sa online na, okay, gumagawa pala silang events, may mga booths pala sila, dito pala sila kumukuha ng mga deals nila, then definitely makakaroon ng social proof doon sa online, and it's not hard to sell already because the people already see it's already working.
Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin, Chris, about AI. Sa dami ng AI tools ngayon, paano ba ito dapat gamitin ng mga negosyante sa tamang platform?
Yan, very good question. No? Paano natin gamitin yung AI sa mga tamang platforms? And ito po, Yusek, is very exciting na topic kasi
Game changer daw yan eh.
game changer daw, yun ang sabi nila, di ba? So, ito dapat ano din tayo, we have to be aware, no, of what we are doing. Kasi, if we're gonna use AI and technology to speed up things and duplicate things without actually strategizing, imagine if what we're currently doing traditionally is wrong or it's not something that's profitable, and then speed up natin siya, dinuplicate natin with AI. It's like we're duplicating something that will lose us more money. So before we actually use AI tools, before we actually go into the advancement of technology, ang pinakaunang gawin natin is we have to fix first what is working and what is not working in the business. So once ma-understand nila, then pag makita nila kung ano yung mga pwedeng i-duplicate nila na processes, for example, mga standard operating procedures, dun sa kanilang mga operations nila, sa marketing and sales people nila, meron silang mga dashboard na mas madali nilang makita, then definitely pwede nila i-apply yung AI doon.
Yung mga negosyante naman na medyo hanggang ngayon ay natatakot sila sa AI. Ano ba yung masasabi niyo sa kanila, Chris?
Yeah, so siguro
Lalo na ngayon, sabi nila ang AI daw mapapatay niya yung BPO industry.
Yan. So, very hot topic, no?
Very hot topic.
So actually, yung AI naman, it does not actually, for the business owners, it's exciting kasi alam naman nating lahat na it can replace workforce ng human efforts. However, for the people that are working for companies, ito yung nakakatakot, no? Kasi kala nila they will be replaced by AI. But in actuality po, AI is still AI. The artificial intelligence, no, it still needs human to operate. So that means AI will not directly replace us as humans. But AI can replace those humans who does not know how to operate the AI. So siguro may advice to those watching right now na takot sila gamitin yung AI or whatsoever kasi baka ma-replace sila or ano ba yung mangyari sa kanila. Parang you have to adapt talaga whatever is working today, what is on trend today. So that means you have to learn already, no? All about these things about AI because you don't want to be the person na pagdating ng panahon, marireplace ka because you don't know how to use AI. And again, AI only operates with a human person. Yeah.
Ano ba mga business trend na sa tingin ninyo ay dapat paghandaan ngayon ng mga, lalo na yung mga micro, small, medium entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so yung sa mga business trends right now, it actually depends din naman, no? Kasi there are a lot of, it depends on any industry kasi products, services, you have goods, whatever it is that you're offering in the market. So ang pinaka-important lang talaga, you have to know who do you want to serve. I want to go back to the fundamentals of building a business because I cannot say na siguro I cannot say to somebody na this is the only business that you need to start kasi ito yung patok ngayon. Kasi akala ng karamihan, it's all about choosing a business model. No? It's actually not. So, ang kailangan natin gawin is we have to understand who do you want to serve. Sino ba yung mga taong to? Ano ba yung kailangan nila? And then, from there, pag malaman mo na, ma-understand mo na okay, itong market na to, ito yung kailangan nila, then create a product or a service that is fit to solve their problem. No? And a lot of times is, actually, you don't have to create a problem. There's already a lot of problems today existing in the world, no, in the market. You just have to find that problem and create a product to solve that problem.
Mhm. At ano ba ang mga pinakamahalagang aral na itinuturo mo sa mga client mo ngayon na lalo na yung mga medyo na nagiging hindi maganda yung takbo ng kanilang negosyo. Pero bago mo sagutin yan, Chris, magbo-break muna tayo. Magbabalik po ang Kabuhayan at Negosyo. Nandito pa rin po kami ni Chris sa Kabuhayan at Negosyo. Kanina, Chris, tinanong kita, ano ba yung mga mahalagang aral na tinuturo mo sa mga client mo na nabibigo sila sa kanila or bumabagal yung takbo ng kanilang negosyo?
Very good and practical question, Yusek. No? Kasi a lot of business owners think na kapag nahihirapan sila or may challenge sila sa business, they think na it's all about creating a new system, creating new ads, or ano-ano pa yung mga gagawin nila, or baka mag-hire sila ng mga bagong tao to fix the problem. However, we always go back to the fundamentals, and the greatest advice I can give to business owners who are struggling or kumbaga having some challenges in their business is go back to the service that you give to the people. Kasi service kasi is not something that you can replace, no, with AI. So ang goal naman kasi natin in the business, it's not just about transactions. It is all about gaining the trust of the market. So in that way, na kapag we give them the best service possible. For example, may mga customers na galit sila, may mga customers hindi sila happy dun sa mga provide natin ng products and services, then we create a solutions to make it up to them. No? Kasi kapag ang isang customer happy siya, automatic magbibigay yan ng more customers sa business natin. And so, that's why I ask my clients na, how does it go ba? Nagbebenta lang ba kayo? Baka magaling kayo sa marketing. Kasi pag sobrang galing natin sa marketing and then ang after sales is hindi maganda, mas lalong masisira yung reputation sa negosyo. Kasi sobrang galing natin mag-market, tapos sa after sales, wala palang it's not a good service pala, no? Then masisira yung reputation. And yung reputation natin, it is something that is the greatest capital in the business. So yun po dapat yung pinaka-ingatan talaga natin. And I stand with my word, no? Kasi if people search me online, go ahead search me at I am Chris Tiu, Facebook, Instagram. I have like 500 plus reviews from clients in different industries, no? With 100% satisfaction rate.
Galing, galing. So ngayon at young age, successful ka sa ito nga yung pagiging growth strategist sa business sa mga iba't ibang sektor ng mga client mo. Ano ba ang pinakamalaking success sa tingin mo na pwede mong ipagmalaki sa pinagdaanan mo sa business journey mo?
I love it. Siguro, the biggest success that I have achieved in my journey today, actually, it's not about making money. It's about having my life partner. It's having my wife. Kasi, sabi nga ng mga successful businessmen, successful entrepreneurs, mga billionaires, di ba? Choosing a life partner is the most crucial thing, no, that you can do. So that's why I'm grateful and I'm thankful to God na meron akong asawa na very supportive in everything that I do. No? So without her, siguro hindi ko ma-achieve yung mga bagay na ginagawa ko right now. Kasi hindi lang naman siya nagsusupport sa akin, pati na rin sa business, pati na rin sa mga clients. So, isa sa mga pinaka-prinsipyo po namin, Yusek, bilang isang mag-asawa, is maging relational talaga dun sa mga clients. So, lahat ng mga kliyente namin ngayon sa marketing agency namin is hindi lang kami nag-o-offer sa kanila ng mga services, but we really build relationships with them. Nag-visit kami sa kanilang office, sa kanilang bahay. We do coffee with them whenever we have the time. And we spend time with them. No? So that is I think the biggest success is my wife.
Sa mga taga-panood natin ng Kabuhayan at Negosyo, lalong-lalo na yung mga kabataan na gusto rin na magnegosyo, gusto ka rin nilang gayahin, Chris. Ano ba ang dapat nilang gawin? Ano ba dapat nilang unahin na maging negosyante rin sila?
Good. So to those people that are inspired to start their own business as well, siguro what I can say is really invest in yourself. When I say invest in yourself, it doesn't have to be material things. Kalimutan mo muna yung mga material things. Kasi yung mga material things, it will just come after kapag you have the excess of money na. You have to invest in yourself, firstly in your knowledge. Kasi kapag wala tayong knowledge, wala tayong kaalaman, paano natin i-execute mga bagay-bagay? No? So that's why it's very important that you become educated. Now, the education is not only limited to our schooling, no? So you can educate yourself if you don't have resources. You don't have to go through hundreds of thousands of pesos enrollment for mga seminars and workshops, but you can start with YouTube. It's a free university to learn skills today. How do you sell? If you want to learn how to sell, there's always sales training, sales workshop. If you want to learn how to use AI, there's AI trainings in YouTube. Second thing, once you have the knowledge, you have to turn that into skills. Kasi yung skills na to, it will allow you to be in the real world. A lot of people think that knowledge is power. Actually, it's not. Knowledge is just potential power. The actual power is execution. And you can only execute, hindi lang sa knowledge, but it has to be knowledge and skills. So after you gain the knowledge, kailangan mo siya ma-turn into skills and practice it daily. Kasi you have to master it eh. You cannot offer something to the marketplace na mali naman yung paggagawa mo. Diba? It will also hurt your reputation. And third thing, now na may knowledge and skills ka, you have to have the grit in your heart na kahit anong mangyari, laban ka lang ng laban. Kasi in the business, kapag nandoon yung emosyon natin, doon tayo na-discourage. And alam naman natin na the more that we make mistakes in life, actually, it is something that you need to be proud of. Kasi meaning, marami tayong natutunan. And we can turn those things into something better and powerful sa life natin. So yun po, yung tatlong bagay. Knowledge, skills, and grit.
Sa mga negosyante naman, kasama na rin yung mga malalaking negosyante. Alam mo naman, Chris, ngayon, minsan yung na-experience sa negosyo ngayon, maraming nalulugi, lalong-lalo na ngayon sa nangyayari sa atin. Lalong-lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, yung ating pamahalaan, hindi maganda yung pagpapatakbo nila. So, mabagal na rin na takbo ng ating ekonomiya. Ano ba ang maipapayo mo sa kanila, Chris?
Yeah. So, that one for me, actually it's not a simple question to actually answer. However, with that one, we have to be strategic in the things that we're doing. So you mentioned that there are a lot of factors. It could be the government, it could be the economics, it could be internal challenges of the businesses. So what we need to do talaga right now as business owners, small to medium enterprises, is just continue whatever we're doing right now to the point that we could really serve what the market is still looking for. Kasi if we just rely on the external factors that may affect our business, then definitely it will not be sustainable. So we have to find a way how to sustain our business. Now, this time is very challenging because taxes are rising up, economics are, they say it's going up and down, but there are a lot of things that might also affect the growth of the business. And that's why it's very important na maging conservative tayo when it comes to creating decisions in a day-to-day basis. But when we have vision to grow the business, we have to attack with speed, with clarity, and we have to attack big. Kasi when you say offense kasi sa business, di ba, kailangan natin, dapat hindi tayo mag-doubt sa sarili natin, hindi tayo mag-doubt sa mga tao natin. Ito rin karamihan, may mga namit ako, Yusek, ng mga business owners, na marami silang doubt sa sarili nila. Kahit malaki na yung negosyo nila, marami silang doubt doon sa mga employees nila. And sometimes, eto pala yung nakapag-hinder sa growth nila.
Ano ba ang asahan namin, Theo, sa Theo Media in the next 5 years?
Yan, very amazing. So, since we're talking about vision, Yusek, so right now, my mission is to help as many Filipino businesses, here, of course, here in the Philippines, to really market and sell their products online. Kumbaga, we will help them on how to brand themselves on social media. And to answer your question, in the next 5 years, anong maasahan sa That You Media Marketing Agency? My vision is, for our marketing agency, is to become the epicenter when it comes to social media branding. So when I say epicenter, that means when businesses want to become the top of mind talaga sa kanilang industriya in their local markets, and later on will be recognized nationally and globally, then we will be the person for them.
Galing. Bilang panghuli, ano ba ang pwede mong ibigay na mensahe para sa ating mga tagapanood, mangarap sila magsimula ng negosyo, at lahat sila, yung mga tagapanood natin. Your parting words, Chris.
Yes, to all of our viewers right now watching this live session, thank you very much, first of all, for being here. And I just want to congratulate you because that means if you're watching our session right now with Yusek Gani, definitely you are very invested in yourself. That means you're invested to learn more knowledge, to learn more skills, and I'm really excited for you to actually start your own thing as well. And whatever you're going through right now, just keep going, never ever give up, never allow anyone to tell you that you cannot do it. The more that people tell you that you cannot do it, the more that you should actually try with all of your might and strength. And that's why even if we may not have met yet in person, but I wish you best, no? And follow us on Kabuhayan at Negosyo. It's because marami pong mga business owners, entrepreneurs, very successful people na si Yusek Gani, ini-interview niya para maibahagi sa inyo yung mga practical lessons sa negosyo.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Chris. Ang dami ko nang natutunan sa iyo ngayon at salamat sa pagbabahagi ng iyong kwento, inspirasyon at mahalagang kaalaman sa mundo ng pagninegosyo, lalong-lalo na sa marketing at makabagong teknolohiya. Tunay na kahanga-hanga ang mga dedication ni Chris na tulungan ang mga Pilipino negosyante na lumago, makisabay sa digital na panahon at magtagumpay sa pagitan ng tamang diskarte, makabagong sistema at patuloy na pag-aaral. Sa ating pong mga tagapanood, naway nagsilbing inspirasyon ang kwento ni Sir Chris upang huwag tayong matakot magbago sa pagbabago pala. Patuloy na matuto at gamitin ang mga makabagong oportunidad at teknolohiya upang mapaunlad ang ating mga negosyo at maabot ang ating mga pangarap. Ako po si Gani Makatuman, nagpapaalam at nagpapasalamat. Patuloy po natin tangkilikin, suportahan ng mga lokal na negosyong Pilipino. Para po sa mga hindi nakapanood ng ating mga nakaraang episode, maaari niyo pong balikan ang YouTube channel Kabuhayan at Negosyo, Gani Makatuman. At huwag natin kalimutan, i-like na rin natin, mag-subscribe at i-follow para sa mga bagong episodes at update. We at Kabuhayan at Negosyo are one with the government in our commitment to help Filipino entrepreneurs improve their lives. Lagi po nating tatandaan, kahit anumang sakuna, kahit anumang problema, kayang-kaya natin ito.
Ito ang DWIZ 882